Okay, so good morning everyone. Ni-record ko na lang po ang aking report dahil hindi stable ang aking internet. So I am Melvin Almonte and I will be discussing about motivation. Okay, so this is a very important concept and let's understand what exactly it means. Motivation is derived from the Latin word movere, which means to move or to energize or to activate. Motivation refers to the way in which urges, drives, desires, aspiration, or needs direct, control, or explain the behavior of human beings. Okay, so before we move on to the theories of motivation, let's classify first the needs or the motives. So needs can be classified into three different categories. First is primary needs. So in primary needs, it's also known as physiological, biological, basic needs. And these are the animal's drives which are essential for survival. It includes food, shelter, clothing, good health, education, etc. Then we also have secondary needs. It also called as learned needs or derived needs. They are not biological or basic in nature and it can be derived or taken care of, such as power, achievement, status, affiliation, etc. Another category of needs is called the general needs, which might not be learned and at the same time not completely physiological in nature. It could be competence, curiosity, affection. So, a human being tries to fulfill this type of needs in order to motivate himself or herself. So now, let's move on to the theories of motivation. This theory of motivation, which is a very important theory, was given by Abraham Maslow. He was a psychologist who studied the positive human qualities and the lives of exemplary people. In 1954, Maslow created a hierarchy of human needs and expressed his theories in his book Motivation and Personality. So this particular theory was mentioned in his book. Now, Maslow gave a hierarchy of needs that is pyramidal structure in which he explained how needs can be classified and how we will achieve different needs. So the basic level or at the lowermost level, we have the physiological needs that includes breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homophobia status, excretion. So these are the basic needs that one requires for survival. So once these needs are satisfied, an individual moves towards the higher level needs, which is known as a safety needs. So now in this level, a person tries to fulfill his safety needs, which includes employment, getting money, or making house for himself. So basically, safety of the family, health, and property. So this is what they try to achieve in this particular level. And when a person achieves these particular needs, he then move on to another high level which is known as love and belongingness. This is also an important level where he tries to find out, let's say, he tries to discover friendship, family, and intimacy with others or with individuals. And once these are achieved or satisfied, a person moves toward to esteem needs. That is, he looks forward for self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others. These needs are again motivate individuals. Many people finish their lives at the esteem level and they are not able to actually reach this particular self-actualization level. So what is self-actualization? It is a person's motivation to reach his or her full potential. It includes terms like morality, creativity, spontaneity, and problem-solving nature. So those are the things that will motivate individual when he or she reaches the self-actualization level. Okay, so let's now move on to points to remember. First, needs have a certain priority. So an individual can at first reach the self-actualization level and then move on to the physiological needs. he has to move in the certain order. So that is from physiological needs to safety needs to love and belonging needs to self-esteem needs and then self-actualization needs. As the basic needs are satisfied, an individual seeks to satisfy the higher needs. So once the physiological needs are satisfied, then an individual will move toward the safety needs. If the basic needs are not met, efforts to meet higher needs are postponed. So if the basic needs are not be able to satisfy, then one cannot reach the higher level. Various needs levels are interdependent and overlapping. So it is not distinct level but they are interdependent. They are dependent on each other and they overlap to some extent. One need does not disappear when the other needs appear. So that does not mean if we have reached the safety levels and then all our physiological needs will be disappeared. Okay, so now let's move on to theory which was given by Herzberg. So Frederick Herzberg, and the theory is known as Herzberg's motivation hygiene theory. Okay, so Frederick Herzberg conducted a study at Case Western Reserve University, where it was an analysis of the experience and feelings of about 200 engineers and accountants in 9 different companies. So what did he study? They were asked to describe a few things in their job where they felt exceptionally good and exceptionally bad about their jobs. He wanted to classify certain factors where employees felt very good about their job and they also felt very bad about their jobs. So what was those factors? So he came out with 2 different categories of factors. One is known as hygiene factors and another is motivation factors. So what is hygiene factors? These are some jobs conditions which dissatisfy employees when they are absent, but their presence does not motivate them. Okay, so for example, let's take the term hygiene only. So let's say your washroom or your room is not hygienic. It is very dirty and very messy. Will you like it? No. You will be dissatisfied because the hygiene factor is absent. But at the same time, if your room is done properly, it also doesn't mean that you will be motivated. Okay, so now similarly, these are factors which are opposite to hygiene factors. It is known as motivational factors. Okay, so these are some jobs condition which build strong motivation and job satisfaction when they are present, but their absence really proves dissatisfying. So it is just the opposite. If it is present, individuals will be motivated. But if they are not present or if they are absent, then it really means that the person will be dissatisfied. So now let's take some examples of hygiene factors and motivational factors. So in hygiene factors, we could include company policies, relationship with boss, supervision, work conditions, and salary. According to this theory, improving any of the hygiene factors will not make people satisfied with their work. It will only prevent them from being dissatisfied. Then, in motivational factors, it includes achievement, recognition, work itself, responsibility, advancement, and growth. And according to this theory, when the foregoing factors are not present, there is a low job satisfaction among workers, and there is a lack of motivation to perform. Okay, so now let's move on to another theory. It was given by MacGregor, and it is known as MacGregor's Theory X and Theory Y. MacGregor has given certain assumptions which are involved in motivating employees. These assumptions are characterized in 2 opposite directions. First is Theory X. These assumptions about human nature are negative. Then Theory Y. These assumptions about human nature are positive. Theory X. These are assumptions that employees who dislike work, who are lazy, dislike responsibility, and they must be coerced to perform, or they must be pressurized and forced to perform some work. And then, Theory Y. He took the category of people, or he assumed that employees who like work, creative, seek responsibility, and then can exercise self direction. So, how did he relate that to motivation? He said that Theory X managers, in order to motivate their employee, he needs to have autocratic leadership. That is, he should use extensive supervision and control. There should be a little delegation of work. Motivation can given by pay and salary. So as per MacGregor, that is how theory expenditures should deal with their employees. While the theory Y managers use democratic and participative leadership style. So that is they have the delegation of work, two-way communication, listening to the employee, and he should empower the employees also. That is how the strategy should be used in order to motivate theory Y kind of employees. Okay, so now let's move on to another important theory, which is theory Z. So this approach is based on combination of American and Japanese management philosophies. Theory Z was identified by William Ochi in 1981 in the book Theory Z: How American Can Meet the Japanese Challenge. So that is the name of the book. It is a blended of Theory X and Theory Y. So that is Mr. William Ochi. So what are the pictures of Theory Z? Okay, so first is trust. If there is trust, integrity, and openness, then employees are highly motivated and chances of conflicts minimize. So trust is very important feature which should exist in the organization in order to motivate employees. So another feature of Theory Z was that there should be a strong bond between organization and employees. No? So, how can they develop this strong bond? By giving their methods like lifetime employment and helping them in their career planning. So, they can develop a strong bond. The next is employee involvement. It basically helps in increasing commitment among employees and giving due recognition to them. Then, no formal structure. There should not be any formal structure, but there should be a perfect teamwork like a basketball team. Then last feature of Theory Z was that there should be coordination of human beings. That is, people should coordinate with each other, and this has to be taken care of by the leader. So I hope that this video is helpful for you. So thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Have a good day.